Oh my gosh, I think it's working. Okay, how do I lessen this in my ears? I just turn the volume down, right? Even if I turn the volume all the way down, it's not going to affect you guys. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, well, this is exciting. I'm officially alive, people. Woo! Let's see if I can do this all at the same time. Beautiful. Proceed. Oops. Back. There we go. So, I don't really have a ton of crazy setup when it comes to live, and that will be developed and spread out over time. I honestly really just wanted to get on here and finally get things going. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've never actually jumped at the opportunity. Oh, oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, okay. I haven't been on the server in a few weeks. So, yeah. Trying to get my thoughts across. I don't do talking. So, I plan on using the first few times of streaming to really get everything set up, to kind of plan everything out. Obviously, this is the first time doing anything. Things are going to be scuffed. Things are not going to go according to plan. Things are going to be rough things. But that is okay, because we don't know what we're doing. Okay, so just to give a quick tour of the world. I want to establish where we're at physically with things before moving on to the planned projects. So this is our home base. When I say our, I mean me and a couple of my family members. I, at this point, am the only one who actually plays on here. Most of everyone else has already had their they already had their 2-week Minecraft phase that I managed to stretch out a little bit longer. But that's okay. Most of this world is just going to be populated by me. So this is our storage room. It took me not that long to organize it, but getting everything in here was a pain for sure, because no one helped me. Actually, I had two people standing here watching me as I was shifting everything over. I had shulker boxes lining this entire wall. Just unloading stuff after stuff after stuff, box after box after box. And even after all that, no one can seem to keep these straight. Just blocks. So that's our storage. As we go up here, we have our furnace melting area, and then I'll get to this in a little bit because this is actually important. This is our amateur enchantment center. Like this, I have plans on what to do with this and how to improve this in the future. So from there, we have our nether portal right up here. I did not build this, so I do not take credit for this. Most of the farms were mine. Anything that was remotely sophisticated as me, anything that was built was most likely done by any of the other people on the server. So this was done by my brother-in-law, and we have a villager that is now a zombie. He was not like that before. When we go down here, we will see the villager breeder. It has been extremely effective. I've placed it directly in the center of all of our things, and now we have an inhumane amount of villagers. There's so many that they actually started training, which is why I brought them around there. If we go up here, I was building the beginnings of just a basic creeper farm, and I bred a lot of cats. I understand that in our current version of Minecraft, it's not the most efficient to use cats, but we needed something that was more efficient than using pistons, because pistons are slow unless you can do it at a large scale, or even use flying machines. Then it becomes efficient, but it's not great if you aren't able to do it at a large scale. So I did cats. I did a lot of breeding of cats. I also learned through doing that cats don't die when they fall. Let's see if there's a little sucker around here somewhere. Where's she at? Let's see if we can find her. She's around here somewhere. I swear. Ah, there she is. Yes. Oh, that's right, I remember. She fell off of there, not from over there. So this is one of the cats that fell. I was extremely sad because she was in a minecart, and the minecart broke. Maybe that's what. Hold up, we need to test this out because now I'm unsure. Oh, okay. Oh, come on. I didn't. I have another player. Alright, okay. This is... Oh, boy. Are you kidding me? Okay. Alright. Okay. That was definitely on purpose. 100% on purpose. Absolutely. Well, that's it's a good thing we have a staircase going up to it. Oh, brother. Yeah, so that's that is why I will never have a hardcore world, is I die too much. It's not even... Ow. Ow. Oh. Okay. Well, you came down with me, I guess. I guess that worked. Okay. Let's go all the way up. Let us go, let us go. I have to walk all the way up. Actually, oh no, I do have to go up to get my stuff. I considered stopping halfway to shove the cat off. Okay. Are you really? Okay. That was and now he's not teleporting to me. Lovely. That was not okay. Very mean. Oh, there you are. Yeah, that was very disrespectful of you. Causing me to fall like that. Stay where you are. Don't come near me. Nope. Oh, okay. Hopefully I don't fall again, because that would be unfortunate and my stuff would be gone. Let's go, 11 minutes and 0 viewers. That's fantastic. No, it's okay. I understand the first little bit is not going to be first however long, however many times I stream and post content. I understand that it's going to be a while before I gain any sort of following. I'm not surprised. Just as long as I don't keep dying. That's oh, brother. We will deal with you in a moment because I did not appreciate. Okay. Alright. Stuff did not despawn. Everything is in order. Let's go ahead and get everything back. Okay. Alright. We're gonna... Alright, this is test number 1. Throwing... Ooh, actually, I have a great idea. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and... Alright, let's execute test number 1. Stripes. I just realized I named it Strips. Alright, so Strips... Test subject number 1. Strips. Yeah. I can get him off. With the chicken strips. Whoa. Okay. So it is. Oops, okay, we'll use one unnecessary. So it is a true statement. They do not die. I think. Okay, well that just disappeared entirely. Alright, strips. Strips number 2. Alright, this is gonna be strips number 2. Up, up, and away! You go! Also disappeared. I think it's just because of entity, it just disappeared. But let's go see. Oh, yep. Oh, okay. So there are more that I have dropped by accident that are just sitting in the trees. Because we know about strips and strips. But I did not just drop these two. Let's go ahead and name these strips too. So we now have 4 strips. And they shall stay there. Alright, back to the tour. We currently have we have our villager trading hall here. I have them set up so that they do not get, not only do they not escape, for obvious reasons, but they do not die from zombies. And I have these here, so they don't die from baby zombies. I have them specifically down because I was having an issue with witches wandering and shooting them, which apparently is a thing. As the dumbest thing. Now, this is not the permanent hall. This is obviously temporary. This is the early game. A lot of this is early game. A lot of this stuff is stuff that we did in the beginnings of actually making the world. This world is only a couple months old. We have actually made great progress, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. This is our first villager farm, and it is. I don't think we'll ever have to make another ever again. So let me grab some fireworks right here. Here it is. I already have some inventory. It's fine. So when it comes to villagers, this is just what we're working with. When it comes to the empty slots, those are slots that, unfortunately, I had to deal with witches because lightning apparently strikes through wood, which is a new feature I did not know about. So we had to replace a couple fletchers. Well, actually, we haven't replaced them yet, just because they're not that much work, but it's extra time and effort. I don't feel like doing right now. This is our temporary bee farm, similarly to before, and just it's very rudimentary. Fireplace is under there that you can provide with shears or bottles and just get it either way. You gotta be careful because, and I've actually considered drawing something in the bottom over there, like turning into mud, so I can put hoppers underneath. I don't want to lose these bees because I do plan on making a bigger farm so that I can get honey blocks. I don't have a ton of honey blocks. I only have like a quarter of a stack up there in the storage. But in order to do bigger farms with slime and honey, I need to be able to have a larger farm to make that efficient. So, moving on, this is my first food farm in this world, and as you can see, it has been abandoned. There is no point in me doing it just because of where we're at with the elytra. I'm able to just run around killing mobs fairly quickly and efficiently, so there's really no reason for it. With the additional fact of, oh, well, I guess this didn't have it because I died and had to replace my gear. But looting 3 sword gets you a lot of beef. This is my... She did not replace my fishing rod. Well, that is upsetting. Bed to fly around with. I'll just take this one. So what's this thing? Okay, so this was my fishing spot. But my god fishing rod is not where it's supposed to be. Let's see it over here. Nope. No. Not in there. And not in there. Okay, so someone lost it or... Ah, okay, there it is. that's not for you. So, this is my fishing spot. This is where I have spent not a ton of time fishing, but enough time fishing to get decent food. And I don't care for fishing much anymore. I used to really enjoy it. I used to do a lot of, I did a lot of hardcore in the past just on my own. But I never got past like 75 days. And I really enjoyed doing the solo biome. One of my favorites was beach. And if you ever decide to load up a hardcore beach world, just a warning, it is very difficult. There is very little water. No trees spawn naturally on beaches. So your only source of wood are shipwrecks, which is okay because shipwrecks are extremely plentiful and are freaking everywhere. They are everywhere. However, the issue then becomes surviving with food because passive mobs don't spawn on beaches. So the main source of food you have is fishing. And so I have spent many Minecraft hours fishing, and it is very not fun, actually. Very, very not fun. Okay. I know that I have food around here somewhere. I just talked all this talk about having food, and I don't remember where I put it. Ah! There it is. We'll just take that. Cool. Alright, so continuing on with the tour. Like I said, I'm going to come back to that. The next thing we have is one of the only built structures. It was the second thing that was built. And it's this little watchtower here thing. So this is the second major thing, actual build that was built in this world. It's essentially supposed to be a watchtower. I'll go all the way up and I'll show you. And this is before we had Elytras, so this was actually more or less going to be useful, as dizzy as it is. It was going to be useful because it was going to connect to that. The idea is that this is the same Y level, I believe, as that right there, and it was going to bridge across. The gentleman, my brother-in-law, who built this, who also shares ownership of the world, he kind of bailed. He just didn't, he couldn't figure out how to do it in a way that he felt satisfied. So he built it a couple times, and tore it off, and essentially just turned to me and said, all right, you do it. But he built that and he built this. He is very skilled, very obviously, in actually building homes and building structures, but when it comes to the bridge portion, he couldn't get that figured out. Which is fine. That's something to accomplish at a later date. As you can see along here as well, we have just the beginning makings of an outline of a path as well, going all the way across. I have ideas in plan for all of this that will come in future streams and future videos over on my other channel. I'll explain more about what's going to be going on over there and how things are going to be furthermore established. So we've got to, let's go ahead and finish on over here. So that's this. Let's go ahead and go over here to the house it's supposed to connect to. So this is just the build-up stairway, and it's a very, on the outside it's very elegant, but the inside is very, very simple. It's a room. I don't think there's anything behind here. Just had to check. You go down. This is where it gets a little bit more sophisticated. I really enjoy what he did with the style of room. This is just a very basic super smelter. Go going to the furnaces. It looks like he hasn't been in here for a while. This is nothing too crazy. Not a ton of storage. He has little bits of storage all over the place, just kind of here and there. So like, this is his little bit that comes out. I'm glad he cleaned up his chest monster because he had 4 or 5 chests out here. As you can see, like I said before, just like random bits of chests here and there that add variation throughout the build. So if we go out these doors, it goes out onto that porch right here. More stuff. So yeah, and then we have a little bit of a detached flower garden. Honestly, this is probably my favorite part because it doesn't connect to anything. It's just aesthetically there, and I have a very literal thought process and when I think about things and when I build things. So oftentimes this kind of stuff doesn't come to me naturally. So when I see people do this, it makes me very happy. So that was this portion. The next thing, I guess we can just go along this pathway and I'll talk about this. So the idea with this is I plan on making this very like a I plan on terraforming this. I mean, it already is kind of a cliffside pathway, but turning it into a very medieval village cliffside pathway with not as much of an abrupt. Like I don't like how it drops 3 or 4 blocks and then it's just like, oh hey, there's curves. I'd rather it be more smooth all over the ground and then curve more sharply at the ground. So. But when it comes to bridges, obviously this is just a 1 block slab all the way across, but the idea of bridge I have, the idea that I have bridge-wise, and I'll explain what this big eyesore is the plan is to create a, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, a 9 wide bridge, 9, 10, 11, 11 wide bridge, and span all the way over there. Well, okay, this is the original plan. The plans are going to be tweaked for multiple reasons, and I'll explain why. The original plan was to create an 11 by 11 wide bridge spanning all the way across over this intersection, all the way over there to the original creeper farm. That did not work, could not get it to work, have no idea why it wouldn't work. Actually, I have a couple ideas now, just with because I learned and read more about spawning and how things work when it comes to like your spawn radius and how you spawn mobs. So that's why this is so much higher. But the idea that I had was to have everything connected with these large bridges. First and foremost, I didn't. The reason why things are being tweaked is because first and foremost, this doesn't work. So I want to put something else here that's more visually aesthetic, just building wise. I don't want to have this big eyesore of a farm that doesn't work. I'd rather just do something. Actually, I could put that over there. That is actually a great idea. I'm going to do that. So this big space over here, I was originally going to put some sort of big pillar-esque building aesthetically. I have some ideas that I found on Pinterest to give me some inspiration of how to do it. And that's where that palette looking thing that was over there that I said we'd get back to, that's where that comes into play. So this whole idea is to just have a big tower, and I'm going to rip this out and I'm going to put the iron farm. So surprise, surprise, that is an iron farm. It is a very rudimentary iron farm that works in a very compact area. It is not the most efficient. As you can see, we've got zombies in that little spot right there, scaring the villagers in that spot right there. Like, when I say it's not, like, max efficiency, I'm not kidding. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks wide. And they can spawn in a 9 by 9 square radius. I made this compact because the idea I had was to fit the entire farm in one of the pillars going straight down to the ground for this bridge. So it would be pillar and then like pillar, pillar way over there. So like 1, 2, 3 pillars. But then once I built the farm and I realized just how wide the bridge was going to be, proportionally to how tall it was, I didn't like that, and that was something I knew I wanted to change in the future. So clearly not going to work. It works great as an iron farm, but not aesthetically for what I plan on having build-wise. So with this space over here, it definitely will give me much more room. And on top of that, I don't plan on leaving this here, so I won't worry about the nighttime yet. This is originally supposed to be, I was going to design like a big, nice, fancy staircase going all the way up. That is not the plan anymore. So the new plan is to have the bridge. I still want maybe closer to like 9, not 11. 11's a bit extreme. 9, maybe even 7 wide of a bridge. I have to play around with some stuff. But the idea is to have it be... okay. Have it be closer like this height instead of way down there. So it balances out the thickness of the pillars, or maybe even this height. Because the ultimate plan is I plan on turning this whole area into a very large kingdom. Very menacing area full of just dark looming towers. So the tower-esque theme is going to be a recurring idea, as well as some other things that I have in planned idea-wise that I'm going to wait to share those because I think those are going to be really fun. So yeah, I have a lot of ideas when it comes to just builds on how I want things to lay out. And I'll show you kind of an idea. Okay, you know what? I'm jumping all over the place. I'll finish the tour after I'm done talking about this. So, this whole space of... ooh, and I will show you. Okay, I don't think that's not going to work. So this whole mountain is massive. It is one of the bigger mountains I've seen. As you can see, it is very, very high, very long, and I can't increase my render distance because I'm on a ROM, but you can just see how far it goes. I'm trying to stay within the bounds of each side. Okay, so I ended on that side. You can just see how far this mountain goes, and it's still going. This is still one big cliffside. I mean, it changes and fluctuates over time, but the plan is to turn this whole area. And it keeps going. It keeps going. It is all the way over here, all the way in the snowy tundra, which is very nice because this is one of my favorite spots. And then there's the end. So there's a lot of space to work with, a lot of things we can do, and the first thing I want to do is I want to establish just the groundworks of what this kingdom is going to look like. I have a lot of ideas of, like, this whole space is going to be all commoner area, and I'm excited for that. That's something I am very excited. But this whole top over here is all going to be the main castle forms. This area specifically. Like I'm imagining tower here, almost like just a big circle, or maybe I haven't quite figured out. And that brings us back to this spot that we started in. We haven't finished the full tour, but this is the beginnings. This is where the live started. This it makes me think of the Bodum hole from Hermitcraft. No, this is going to be a big well. So there's a building technique that I'm sure most avid Minecraft players are familiar with, but you essentially take different shades of tinted glass and you combine them together to create this depth effect of it looks like it's just going off into the abyss. And I think I got carried away with specifically with the TNT when creating this, because yeah, this is a little bit deeper than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be quite that deep, but that's okay. I gotta adjust something. Hold on, guys. Okay. Okay, I had to adjust something in Discord because it was becoming a problem. I don't remember what this is. Oh! That's a switching engine mending. I don't have looting in those. They're just empty shulker boxes. And stone. Okay, so this is going to be a well. I haven't fully figured out exactly the size for it yet, hence it just being a big hole. That's the idea with this. A lot of this, like, we haven't even gotten, and this is me and another, one of my best friends, we are going to be working on this. I'm going to be kind of the head ringleader. What? Head ringleader of this project. This is definitely a cool what we can do with this. But I'm going to be the head ringleader. Head ringleader is what I meant to say. Just with this project and getting everything organized, getting everything planned, he's going to have some input on what is going to happen, but the final say is most likely, at least from my understanding of what we talked about, is going to come to me. A lot of the building and the actual grinding and the farming is going to be me. He's going to be here for mostly for moral support and helping out where he can, because he isn't on all the time. And he has other games he plays more regularly than Minecraft. So, Minecraft isn't really a phase for me, or a 1 week, 2 week tradition. It's a pretty regular thing for me. It's one of the few games I actually play on a regular basis. So, yeah. So here's like I was saying earlier, this is the not working creeper farm. It wasn't working, and so I just destroyed it. I was in the middle of tearing it down, and I just decided it wasn't worth it. So it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But moving on with the tour, I want to make sure that I finish through everything. I want to get through everything before moving on to the next topic. So, oh my gosh, are there more cats than I thought? We can address that later. This was my sheep farm. This is what I used for all the carpets for the creeper farm up there and up there. Someone, well, first off, we decided it was extremely hilarious to just put a regular door here, so we put a regular pink cherry door instead of a gate, which did a great job in keeping them in. However, someone destroyed the door, so now all the sheep got out and are not alive anymore. Well, they probably are, but they're scattered. I don't know where they are. Okay, so people, if you're watching, you are probably wondering what this is and what this is. Let's start with this. Once you get to a certain point in your world, you start to realize that your resources are not as needed. And that's what this is. This is the excess Resource tower. Hello, Skelly. This is literally the tower that just came to be from, and this is before I invited more than one person. This was just me and my brother-in-law on this. And I got all the way up to the diamond on the tippy top. You can't see it, but I'm sure we'll see it at some point. Diamond at the very, very tippy top, all the way filled with ores. And then I invited more people on, and instead of mining for their ores, they decided to steal it from my tower. Which is funny because I gave them a shulker box full of all the essentials they would need, and they said, no, we want to farm our stuff. And this was their solution, was to farm from my tower instead of actually farm it. And then this other lovely beauty, let me move to a position where you can see it a little bit better. Oh, there's the diamond. Okay, this beautiful tower that you see right here, it looks like deep slate, and it is. However, most of you, there are some interactions in Minecraft that are very bizarre. That I, after playing it for years, still do not understand. This is one that specifically came out. This is an interaction that came out when Deep Slate came out, and it still has not been changed. I don't like it. I don't think they'll ever change it. But Deep Slate, when mined with Silk Touch, gets you Deep Slate. Right? Okay, that makes sense. Well, however, Deep Slate does not make cobbled variants, or does not make the different chiseled or brick variants. If you take a regular deep slate, here, actually, you know what, I'll show you, because I have some more over here. If you take a regular piece of deep slate versus a cobbled deep slate, and you throw it in a freaking stone cutter, the only one that works is the regular deep slate. So I'll show you in comparison. So we have regular cobblestone, right? Regular cobblestone. It's not there. That's blackstone. That's gray wool. Okay, well, this was gonna be more dramatic, but I can't find anything. Okay, there's stone. Those. Okay, well, this is not as embarrassing if I can't find it. Ah, okay, deep slate. And I want cobbled deep slate. Okay. Ah, there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead. I don't know where mine is, so I'm going to go up here to this one. Okay, so this is an interaction that I find dumb still to this day. Cobblestone. Cobble variants, right? Okay, so in order to get the cool variants for the stone, you need the regular stone, right? That makes sense. Deep slate doesn't work. This is the regular plain deep. This is what you get when you silk touch. Silk touch, right? Okay, regular pickaxe. Gross. Cool. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. However, the cobbled variant is what gets you all of these. I don't understand. This is the most BS thing I have ever seen. And I do not understand. It is one of the stupidest things. So, basically, long story short, I went on a very long deep slate mining mission for the bridges and stuff like that. And I got, like, half an inventory, close to a full inventory, of deep slate. Silk touched, because I wasn't paying attention. So this is now the Tower of Deep Slate shame, because I wasn't paying attention and just used Silk Touch on a full inventory worth of Deep Slate. And I am not mining through all of that again. Now, to be fair, I'm probably going to mine through the same amount, if not more, at some point in the future, or build. I know I'm going to do, but, We will cross that when we get there, because I am not going to think about that. So, yeah. Good times, good things. Anyhow, so, what else is there in this world? Oh, let me, one of the things I am actively trying to learn and get better at is redstone. Pardon my full mouth, I'm eating dinner. When it comes to redstone, I'm not the best, but I can get by, as you can see. Decent contraption here. This is kind of scuffed, but this is mud. Mud maker. The entire contraption is literally here just to make the mud. So, and that's the subtext, right? Yeah. So, the entire thing is just here to make mud. I have the actual contraption to make the mud. I need more redstone to fix it. And then down here we actually have item sorters. So these are rudimentary item sorters because I don't know how to do it correctly. So my solution was to I don't know why I did that. Hold on. I don't know why it's stuck in there. That's odd. Anyway, redstone still eludes me, so this is clearly like very inefficient, and I understand that, and I totally get that. However, that's fine. I don't really care. At least when it comes to basic redstone and me trying to figure things out, I enjoy more so the feeling of accomplishment that I figured out myself. Especially when I recently, in the last couple months, learned about logic gates, which redstone is just computer components all wrapped up into little tiny pixels, which is crazy to think about. Okay, what else is there in this area? We'll get to that because that's actually important. So is that. I mean, they're basically the same thing. That's the end portal. Here, we'll just go over here so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't know if you can't see it from there. You see it? You can't. Oh, you can kind of see the end frame. You see the little green right there. So, yeah, we didn't do this on purpose. Genuinely, I promise, we did not do this on purpose. We traveled, let's see, how far? 4,500 blocks away from spawn. 4,500. And after about a week and a half, 2 weeks playing on this server, me and my brother-in-law decided to go after the dragon. We made the nether portal, we got really lucky with this spot because this is the spot we decided on, and then we went to the nether, and I'll show you the nether portal. It's right in a fortress. I don't know how far that is, but I do know that it's literally spawned. So it was very convenient and very nice for us. We did not have to do an end fortress content, which wouldn't have been that difficult because there's like 4 or 5 fortresses in like a 100 block radius. I only know this because I've been flying around a lot in the nether. And getting lost in the nether is a very common thing. So we got that and through our ender, and we, given this direction, we went about 400 blocks before throwing another one, realized it came back this way. So we came all the way back here and realized it's literally right next to our spawn. So I know I want to, especially story-wise, I think it would be super cool to somehow incorporate the kingdom that we. Oh, this is a really nice cliff face. Actually, I really like that. I want to try and implement that in the kingdom. I want to implement and somehow establish the end portal into the kingdom of Bel. I think that would be a really cool kind of story-esque thing. Also, fun fact for those of you who do not know this, kinetic energy, so like falling or elytra flying, things like that, that passes through dimensions. I will not do it, so I do not want to show you because I made the mistake once and I'm not going to do it again. So now we just glide down. But when me and my brother-in-law, we first made this world and we first came to this, we thought it would be a great idea. We mined this out and we thought it would be super funny and super cool to have our first end experience by jumping down the giant hill. Yeah, we died on impact and we lost all of our stuff. We had spent about 3 or 4 days, real life days, just preparing ourselves for the dragon fight, only to die on impact coming to the end. So that was quite fun. And this is our Enderman farm. So we have way too many. It is a problem. I do not like our pearl problem. It is not a fun problem to have. But it is a problem that we do have. This is our current Enderman XP farm. It works very well. It's not the most efficient, but it is definitely very efficient. I have a couple plans for what to do in the end, long term. I know that I want to make the streaming thing kind of keep it in reality. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but I want to try it. I want to try and get it to work. I want to do what I can. So I'll probably give it a year, and we shall see from there where this goes. The current moment, I don't know exactly timing-wise, but I'm thinking probably every Friday. I have Fridays off from my day job, so having Friday mornings off to be able to you guys and go through things will be really, really enjoyable and really cool to be able to kind of get things figured out. So, I obviously have to talk to the wife and get that figured out, because I don't want to just jump on that and make promises and schedule things before having everything ironed out on the home personal level. So we'll have to see. So going down here, moving on to the next thing, going down here, this is just a rudimentary bubble elevator. This was in the very, very early days before that, and that was built. You could probably say this is one of the first. Well, I guess that was the villager farm was the first thing that was built. But this is one of the first things that was built. I think it's the wrong one. This is just a bubble elevator that I created to go down to the what level is it? Not that. Well, that is something that's important, but check this out. Oh yes, okay. So this was my just the, what'd you call it? It's late and my brain is just dead. This is the Y level something, -52. So this is just deep slate. This is just the deep slate level. This is where I'm planning on planning future tense, not past tense, mining all of the deep slate that I need. So we will use that going forward. Now I will go back to the other thing you just saw. This is where I've been getting all of my regular stone. It's not a huge area, but it is a very decent sized area, as you can see. I've mined out a little bit. That's actually, I forgot how far I did that. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Okay. Hold on. I want to see how far this is. Oh boy. Oh, okay. It's not that far. I thought it was much further. I didn't realize it was not actually that far. It looks a lot further than it actually is. But yeah, this is where I've been getting all my stone, all my andesite, all my granite, mostly just stone though. So I am planning on mining out all of this. I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken. Okay, no, I am mistaken. Never mind. It's over here. I'm pretty sure that. Where is the water? Where's over here? There is some water somewhere. Time to do-si-do. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have to wrap this up so that, because my wife is on her way home right now. Oh, freaking heck, man! Jeez, this one, and only that one. Please. Okay. Well, I guess that's what we're gonna have to deal with that. That's fine, I guess. I don't like it, but it's how it's gonna be. So, let's finish up the tour. Keep this going up. And then finish the tour, and then I gotta head out. So, we should be able to do the rest of the tour in one daylight cycle, right? Shouldn't have any issue doing that. So we went over this over here. This is my wife's and her best friend's housing space. This is the mud maker. This is the end. We talked about the future building plans as well as the bridge situation over there. Talk about that. Oh, we haven't gone up there yet to the whatever this is called, the Gunpowder Creeper Farm. So this is, as you can probably hear, I don't know if you can hear. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Just making sure. There's a lot of cats in here. There's literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like there's a lot of cats. I went a bit on the excessive side when it came to animals. I did not. There's no such thing as a light amount of cats. So I made a couple different platforms for spawning. I made this one, and it probably looks a bit odd as an AFK platform, and that is because on Realms, and this is excuse your ears, I apologize. Whew. Train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, Realms has a thing where after roughly an hour and a half, it actually kicks you off for being AFK and not doing stuff. So I've accidentally broken pickaxes with this, but this is an AFK pickaxe or an AFK stone farm. So the idea with this is that if I want to AFK at the creeper farm, this is in the perfect spot. Where nothing actually spawns down there, no mobs, so as long as there's nobody else online, it doesn't spawn any mobs down there, so it only spawns creepers in that little space right there and drops them down because of the cats. And while I do that, I can just farm and stay online because I am mining. The game thinks I'm mining. So I learned about a keybind. There's actually a keybind you can press that keeps you continuously mining. It's very odd. I don't know why it's a thing, but it is. So that's that. And then this random platform up here that I went to a minute ago, that was just a platform that I had originally made for AFK, and it wasn't working. Then I looked into it, did some research, found out that it was the wrong spot. I wasn't in the right spot. Of course, it looks like 1 second. Get shot from behind. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you guys over here is just this spot over here, which is that's right. Take y'all off. Right. This. Oh, brother. There's slime chunks. There's slime chunks. Oh my gosh. Hello. rather not to die. There we go. So, so I used Chunk Loader. I think that's what it's called. Not Chunk Loader. There's a website you could use to look up the slime chunks in your world, and it's called Chunk Borders. I found 4 slime chunks all next to each other. However, the issue, and you can see I have a beacon set up. Oh, this was the other one that I had set up. This is the other thing I was doing. This is the other mining spot. So this is the other thing I have planned to do. I am going to just essentially mine out all of this. The issue with this is that I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't know if you can hear my pain. Slime farms are hard now. They didn't used to be hard because you used to be able to put everything. Okay, so how mobs were calculated and spawned changed. The depth of the world changed. The only thing that didn't change is how slimes actually spawn. However, because they are the only things that didn't change, it means that everything else has to accommodate it in order to make it to work. Which means I have to spawn-proof a ridiculous amount of caves. So, those of you who actually know about Minecraft and the terrain generation, there is, like, sometimes there'll be a random 6x4 pocket and it just has 3 mobs in it for no reason. And there's not really anything you can do. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. So, that's the slime chunks. I'm going to try and get the slime farm to work. Like I said before, I don't really know how to get it to work. Because I've built slime farms in the past, but ever since I put together, slime farms have just been really scuffed and impossible to get to. Alright, the last thing I'm going to show is what am I saying? Spawn. Oh boy. So, at spawn I have started, there it is, okay. I need to have 3 screen. I hate traveling to get 3 screen because I can't see. So, this is spawn. Welcome to spawn. Spawn. This is real spawn. So, this is... I did not make that. Let's just ignore that for now. As you can see, there is a very large thing above me, and we go way up here. This is the beginnings of a spawn chunk farm industrial stuff. So I haven't figured out exactly where I want to put the portal because I don't like it being underneath. It might stay underneath and just have a ladder or something. I'm not entirely sure. I'll figure it out. But this is the sugarcane farm. This is the sugarcane farm for our world. This is where we've gotten all of our sugar, and as you can see, I had a very similar thing. Now, I haven't had the need for it recently, but there have been a couple times where I wanted cobblestone, and I did not enjoy going and mining just regular stone into cobblestone. So for the similar reason that I did the other, the same reason that I did the other stone generator as an AFK trick, I did the same thing for here, and then just had regular cobblestone. So, that clearly works, because this was empty last time I was here. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, once again, for those of you who don't know, the slime chunks are always loaded. It's a few things, and they nerfed them quite a bit. This, I don't remember if it was this last update or the update before, but it used to be a 9 chunk by, or a 3, what is it, 3 chunk by 3 chunk? No, 9 chunk by 9 chunk, and they dropped it down to 3 chunk by 3 chunk. So this is 3 chunks wide, 3 chunks, or 3 chunks wide, 3 chunks long. Very sad that it's not 9 chunks long, wide and 9 chunks long, because that would be massive, and you can fit so many farms. So instead of doing a wide area, I have to do a tall area. I plan on doing some sort of dome-like structure to make it look very visually cool. So that will be fun. Yeah, this is what we gotta deal with. This is fun. Anywho, awesome. Thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. You guys all have a lovely rest of your night.